Recently, I had the opportunity to visit my friend Adam at Farm Life Outfitters. And during our visit, he showed us his amazing setup that he's doing with all the different tomatoes that he is growing. And I shared that with you in a previous video, but there was so much more to our visit than tomatoes.
Greetings, friends!
Did you enjoy our visit to see Adam and the rest of the Behringer tribe?
Tribe?
Yeah, that's their family.
I sure did!
It sure did look like you guys did. You guys were on this big dirt mountain, just having a good old time. Wow, this is a big dirt pile. This is like a mountain you have there.
I can jump down here. You want to jump up? No!
Whoa!
Like this. Whee!
You're gonna be dirtier than I was expecting you to be.
I don't care.
That's your bottom. It's orange.
I'm gonna be a mountain goat.
Whoa.
Daddy, you wanna see that? Let's jump.
Whoa.
Daddy, I'm jumping.
Don't you? It does. I'm thinking my knees hurting. And we also saw a rattlesnake that Adam had recently killed because it was right there near to their house. It's pretty neat to see that. Kind of creepy too.
Yeah.
But he also showed us his potato patch, his fruit trees, his neat greenhouse, his processing pavilion area, which is multi-purpose, which is really neat because he constructed that as well as his greenhouse with recycled materials. So I was like, wow, I was pretty impressed because the prices of lumber are crazy right now, and he was able to do all of that from recycled materials. It's pretty amazing. But while the boys continued to play on Dirt Mountain, you and I took a look around to see the rest of their farm, to see their farm animals. And the first one we saw was their dogs. Hey, hey.
Female there is offspring from Greg Judy's farm. And,
Oh really? I didn't know you got one from him.
no, I got a friend that
Okay.
got a female from him.
And for those of you who don't know who Greg Judy is, he's a farmer that raises livestock guardian dogs with his sheep to protect them. And it's pretty neat that Adam was able to get some offspring from the dogs from Greg Judy. What did you think about those dogs?
They were pretty big compared to our dogs.
Wow.
Oh, you're mine, dude. Oh. And then our other dog, Rhea, she's over there with the sheep.
This guy's like a polar bear.
Yeah, it's huge.
Man. Man, I like you. Real dog. Not these little tiny dogs. No offense to those who have tiny dogs. I'm just not a tiny dog person.
Give you a size comparison to you.
He's
as tall as you are.
Rah, rah. And at this point, this is where Sydney, Adam's daughter, took over our tour of their farm. And you first really became friends with Sydney when she came to help us with Adam when we were doing our first processing day here on our homestead. And I must admit, I was really, really impressed with how she handled herself, and when she helped out here, she was a tremendous help. And it looks like she even encouraged you to be more hands-on with processing the chickens. And it also reminds me that iron sharpens iron. You know what that means? That means a person can influence another person or sharpen them. It's like two cutting tools, two sharp knives. They sharpen each other. Like you two are like two sharp knives that just sharpen each other for more sharpness. Because you're both pretty sharp.
And we're both around the same age, even though she's taller than me.
Yeah, and I really enjoy you having the opportunity to hang out with children or young ladies like Sydney, because they have good character, they know how to work hard, and they're respectful to their parents. So anytime we can let you spend time with those kind of people, I'm all for it.
Well, before we got looking around, we had to catch a chicken that was out.
And I must admit, I got a kick out of watching you, Sydney, and Stella try to catch that chicken. So chicken catching techniques?
She runs like a dinosaur.
Oh, she got through by you. And that chicken was zipping back and forth, and it was pretty quick actually. But then you tackled it.
Yes.
I must say, I was like, yes, that's my girl. I'm pleased. I was like, yeah, she did it. She got it. Woo! And then y'all took it back to be with the rest of their flock. They're laying chickens, and they also had geese in there, some guineas, and they even had this one really neat chicken that they called Hairdo. And it's called Hairdo because it has these feathers that are like flipped over, and it really looks like, I don't know, it's like some kind of mohawk flip hairdo thing. I don't know, you see right here.
Also behind the chickens in the same pasture, they had their cows.
Yeah, the cows. That's one animal that I'd really like to have. We just don't have pasture, but right out there, it was just beautiful. And then seeing Sydney with the cows, she just loves those cows, doesn't she?
Yep.
So these are your milk cows?
Mm-hmm.
You help with milking too?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I surprise Daddy by getting one of the cows in there and milking it.
Oh, I bet he loves that. So what do you like about the farm life? Do you like it?
Yeah, I love it.
What's your favorite part?
I don't know. It's hard to decide.
You like playing with the animals, it looks like, and spending time with them.
Yeah, and I like to take care of all the baby animals and stuff.
Yeah,
That's probably my favorite, taking care of baby animals.
that's fun.
It was also really neat when I got to pet the cows. It's like, no, most of the time we're around animals here that are way smaller than I am, but then looking up at the cow, wow, it was pretty cool.
And then after that, Sydney took us over to some other animals that they're raising. They're actually trying to expand what they're doing here with these animals, and they are sheep. And they were some cute sheep, weren't they?
Yep.
Oh, these are pretty calm.
This is our tamest one.
Wow.
This is
Lounging around and let you pet it like a dog.
This is her baby. Aww.
And one of the sheep, she was resting her head on her baby.
And that was so cute to watch that mother put her head on that baby and just hang out there, and y'all were just petting them as they were just laying there cuddling together. It was just cute and precious moment. Don't steal the sheep now. Don't be a sheep thief.
Come on.
That's little May.
Then something came up about them having babies, and then we were talking, and I don't know what it is about girls and boys too. If I ask girls this question, if the babies are coming, and I'm like, well, what do you want it to be, a boy or a girl? Then they're like, we want it to be girls. That's what girls say. And then boys are like, oh, we want it to be boys. It's never usually like girls saying, oh, let it be some boys, and boys don't say, oh, let it be some girls. I don't know why that is. Why do you think that is? I don't know.
I don't know really.
But that's what it was. That's what y'all said.
Anytime new lambs are born, I just want to come out here and I like to see if they're boys or girls. To see how many girls and how many boys we have now.
At first,
How many sheep we have.
May and Cindy were praying for all girl lambs, and then at first there was all girl lambs, and then
there was some boys.
and then there were girls again.
Do you only want girl lambs?
I don't know.
I always want like all of them to be girls except like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many boys there are.
So it's okay to have a couple boys. Most
Yeah.
of them girls, but a couple boys are okay. I think you would think something like that, wouldn't you? Well, she did say let there be just a couple boys, 1 or 2 or something like that.
Yeah, you need to have boys to have babies.
Yeah, that's right. And then I ask you ladies this question. Do you have a favorite farm animal? If you could only have one, which one would it be?
I don't know.
You don't know? I'm gonna let you think about it. You gotta have an answer. What about you? If you could only have one farm animal, what would it be?
Probably one of the cows.
One of the cows? Good
Yeah.
selection. What about you, Salem? Gotta ask you.
A horse?
One horse? Just a horse?
I wish
Ah.
I had a horse. Yeah, me too.
Did you come up with an answer yet?
Yeah, I think it's Cody the puppy.
Oh, so if you're a puppy dog.
The only 2 animals I want that we don't have is a alpaca and a horse.
Oh. What about you guys watching? If you could only have one farm animal, just one, what would it be? I need to actually think about mine because I'm not sure yet. And I didn't answer that question, so I'm going to try to answer it now. Which animal, if I could only pick one, would be the animal that I would have? It's between a chicken and duck, but I think I'm gonna have to say, I know it's gonna surprise some people, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with the chicken just because of the multi-purposes of a chicken with scratching and doing some of the things that we do here. So chicken's gonna be my answer.
That surprised me.
And while we were there with the sheep, it was just beautiful view in this pasture as well. It almost looked like a Little House on the Prairie moment, especially as Sailor was running up the grass. It just reminded me of Mary and Laura just running through on Little House on the Prairie.
If I had my skirt on, it'd look like I was on Little House on the Prairie even more.
And we also got to meet Greer, another one of their guardian livestock dogs. Ooh, that one has a little bit gray in there.
She's kind of like Pepper with her face marked.
Hey. Hey. Yeah.
After you pet her for a little bit, she gets so excited and runs around you.
Hey. Hey. And speaking of horses, since that's your favorite animal, we actually got to see some horses. Cindy took us over to see their neighbor's horses that she is helping to take care of while they are away.
Over her sheep.
This is Riptide here.
Yep. Yeah. This is the kind of horse I want.
He's a nice horse. Sweet horse. That's a good size horse for you too, Sarah. And there was a pregnant horse that was expected to give birth any day now. And Sayla was just so excited to see that horse. Well, she had a
Total wipeout. I was actually trying to avoid the mud because I saw Sydney in front of me almost slip and fall, and I tried to avoid it, and I slipped and had a total wipeout still.
You alright? You were determined to get over there to see that horse though. You just got up, you just kept going, and you're like, I'm gonna see that pregnant horse. You even kicked up dust when you fell down. Oh. I was glad you were all right though.
Me too.
This is the pregnant horse.
When are you gonna have that foal? Is it almost time? She's like, no, I'm trying to keep it in, okay?
So these aren't your horses, but you help take care of them every now and then?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
I just have to check on her. And I gotta make sure I pet all the horses before I leave. This guy's bothering you. This guy's bothering you. Where you go?
So are these horses all show horses? Show horses?
Well, Those 3 are
Okay.
show horses, but he's not.
And then after our tour, we headed back to rejoin everyone else. And when we got back, Lacie was just sitting down with this lamb hanging out right there on her lap, just having a good old time, just being petted and caressed. It's kind of cute. But one of the main reasons that we made the trip to begin with, we had a good time seeing Adam and his family, but we came because we were getting an animal from Sydney. It's actually one she had been raising herself, and it was a goat named Livy. Hey, hey there. We're gonna be friends? And on their farm, they've been getting rid of their goats and mainly focusing on the sheep. So this was their last goat, and Sydney wanted Selah to have Livy. What is that thing?
Her name's Libby.
Livy? But I had to ask Adam why he decided to do away with the goats and focus on the sheep. So what's making you guys move on from the goats and focus more on the sheep?
I don't know what goes.
Hey, it's all right to not like them. It is all right.
The sheep are easier to manage for sure.
Yeah.
A lot easier.
Less
The goats,
escaping.
yeah, the goats just do their own thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have only goats,
Yeah.
you know, it's good. You know, I'm sure you can manage it, but when you have one goat and sheep,
Yeah.
you know, it's just
Little problematic.
yeah.
So Adam helped me load and borrow this really neat cage that he constructed from cattle panels. So we loaded that into the back of my truck and started strapping it down, and then Livy gave her goodbyes to Sydney and the rest of the family, and then we loaded Sydney up.
Good girl.
We didn't load Sydney up.
Oh, whoops. We loaded Livy up, not Sydney. Sydney stayed back with her family. Whoops. Oh, so we loaded Livy up, and Selah looked like she was gonna get in there with Livy, but she didn't.
Selah's gonna ride in the back with her.
Absolutely not.
Yep, come on in there. Think I'm okay to strap it down now?
I love you.
And then we took the ride home. And I can only imagine what people were thinking as we were riding home with this goat in the back of my pickup truck. They're like, what is going on here? Especially the construction workers that were going past. And then we made it home to Libby's new home here on our homestead. And we put her with the rest of our goats.
I think it wants some alfalfa, huh? Come on. Come on.
Yeah. I don't think she fears that kind of fence. Well, we actually need to go check on them. But that's it for now. We'll see you next time.